Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. So today we're unpacking something absolutely crucial. We're looking at the most important day one survival system for any new business. It's kind of like the silent engine behind sustainable scaling, but honestly, it's the one operational necessity that eager entrepreneurs almost always ignore. So if you want to make sure your new venture actually survives that brutal first year, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this one.
Let me ask you something. If you just launched a startup, what is the very first operational foundation you truly need to build right out of the gate? Is it your CRM? Maybe a slick project management board? Well, most founders get this completely wrong. And honestly, that misstep can haunt them for literally years to come. So let's kick things off with Section 1, the startup blind spot.
Look, when you're launching, it's totally natural to immediately focus on the glamorous stuff, right? You've got product development, customer acquisition, killer marketing campaigns, and of course, the whole thrill of fundraising. I mean, that's why we become entrepreneurs in the first place. But expense tracking, yeah, it usually sits off to the side, feeling like boring, administrative busy work. But here's the catch. While you're obsessing over all those exciting growth metrics, neglecting your financial foundation is quietly undermining your entire operation from the inside out.
It really all boils down to a fundamental law of business physics. You just cannot effectively manage money you do not track. It literally doesn't matter how innovative your tech is or if your user base is skyrocketing month over month. If you don't have complete visibility into your spending, you're basically flying a high-speed jet completely blind. Poor financial visibility doesn't just create a few bumps in the road, it flat out threatens the basic survival of your business.
Which brings us to Section 2. Beware the small leaks.
Now, think about these everyday costs. None of them look scary on their own, right? $10 a month for a basic software subscription, $50 for some social media ads just to test the waters, your monthly internet bill, an Uber ride across town for a client meeting, or maybe just a quick team coffee run. Most startups begin with a super lean, scrappy budget, expecting every single dime to fuel direct growth. But these seemingly minor daily costs aggregate in secret. A forgotten subscription here, an undocumented lunch there. Individually, yeah, they're just a drop in the bucket. But collectively, they become a massive, gushing leak that drains away your precious runway before you even realize what hit you.
And this is exactly why waiting is a fatal error. As the quote goes, the best time to build financial systems is before you think you need them. The most dangerous and honestly the most common mindset a founder can have is, well, we're just too small to need a formal expense tracker right now. We'll just figure it out later. Guys, that mindset is a total trap and it leads straight to chaos. Delaying these systems creates a highly toxic reality. Think about it. Missing receipts plus inaccurate records equals pure financial uncertainty. When you're constantly guessing where company funds actually went, you cannot confidently plan where they need to go next. Uncertainty breeds hesitation. And make no mistake, hesitation kills startups. Okay, let's move on to Section 3. Visibility creates control. Visibility equals control. It's a punchy, undeniable truth. When you know precisely how much money is leaving the bank and exactly what department or project it's fueling, you hold the reins. You can make incredibly smart, proactive decisions about, say, when you can afford to hire your next key developer, or how much you can safely pour into a new marketing channel, or how to navigate future growth without risking the whole shebang. Let's compare the old way of doing things with the new standard. On one hand, you have the guesswork approach. This is where you run budgets on rough estimates and assumptions, you carry unnecessary financial risk, and you just bleed cash through hidden financial waste. On the flip side, you've got the facts approach. This relies on accurate, reliable budgets. Your cash flow management is massively improved, and you actually have real accountability spread across your entire team. It is literally night and day. In a startup, you always want to be operating on cold, hard facts, never on hopeful guesswork. And that brings us to a fundamental rule of business growth. What isn't tracked simply can't be optimized. If you want to identify unnecessary spending, like, say, those redundant software licenses, or if you want the leverage to negotiate a much better contract with a supplier, you absolutely must have the data. Consistent, daily tracking is really the only way to squeeze every single drop of strategic value out of your startup's capital. But this operational discipline scales way beyond just dollars and cents. It builds a genuine culture of accountability. When your team members know for a fact that expenses are being documented, visible, and actually reviewed, a pretty powerful psychological shift happens. Spending decisions suddenly become highly intentional. People naturally follow company policies, they submit their receipts promptly, and they organically become more cost-conscious. These are the strong foundational behavioral habits you absolutely must establish early, way before you start rapidly adding headcount. All right, that brings us to our final section, Section 4, Scale Smarter from Day 1. The good news is we're no longer bound to the nightmares of the past. The days of manual, error-prone spreadsheets, literal shoeboxes stuffed full of crumpled paper receipts, and mind-numbing administrative work at the end of every single month? Yeah, those are over. Today's reality relies on modern expense management tools like ledgerapp. Technology has completely revolutionized this whole process, turning a massive operational headache into an absolute breeze. The workflow today is just incredibly frictionless. You or your team member instantly record the expense from a phone the literal second it happens. Then that receipt is stored securely in the cloud, so no more lost paper. After that, the software automatically categorizes the spending for you based on smart rules. And just like that, instantly, you as the founder have real-time visibility into the company's financial health. Effortless expense management isn't just a myth for massive corporations anymore. It's right there at your fingertips from day one. Because ultimately, the goal here isn't simply to check an administrative box by recording expenses. The true goal is profound financial clarity. Sustainable growth requires real operational discipline. By saving time and drastically improving your financial accuracy early on, you're giving yourself the ultimate competitive advantage, which is knowing the exact reality of your business at all times. The startups that truly thrive, the ones that actually make it past those turbulent early years, are the ones that built the right systems early. High-level growth isn't just a matter of magically increasing revenue. It's about establishing a rock-solid foundation that won't just crack under the pressure when that rapid growth finally hits. Tracking from day one ensures your operational systems can effortlessly scale right alongside your ambitions. Which leaves us with a final thought to ponder. Are your startup's financial systems actually ready for the growth you're chasing? Don't wait until the financial processes become completely overwhelming and impossible to untangle. Make expense tracking your day one priority. Build that culture of accountability and set your business up to truly thrive. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this gives you a solid, actionable blueprint to build on as you scale.